Those of you familiar with children's novels will likely have heard of The Wind in the Willows. To those who haven't, let me fill you in. The Wind in the Willows is a novel written by English author Kenneth Grahame, and the story revolves around a group of talking animals. A mole, a rat, a badger, and old Mr. Toad. Boop boop! Boop boop! Mole leaves his underground home to go on adventures with his friend Rat, and along the way they discover that the dastardly weasels have plans to overthrow Toad Hall. Naturally, when adapting this story about talking animals into a movie, your first thought is probably, let's make them humans with animal-like characteristics. No one? Yeah, I thought so. But yeah, in 1996, our friends from across the pond gifted us with a live-action film adaptation of Graham's novel featuring reverse furries? Weird choice aside, the film is a fun time, and as expected, the weasels absolutely steal the show. They've got great interactions with each other, their actors clearly have a ton of fun playing them, and they even get their own deliciously evil villain song, Secret of Survival.
First you see us, then you don't. Now you hear us. It's a secret of survival in a very nasty world.
To set the scene, the weasels tricked Mr. Toad into selling off his late father's meadow to feed his addiction to
money!
Once Mole ends up in the wildwood, he's confronted by the weasels who attempt to intimidate him through song. A song about how friends are useless in the wildwood, and the only way to survive is to look out for yourself. In a way, you can see this song as being a way to turn Mole against Mr. Toad. After all, he destroyed Mole's home so he could have a horse-drawn caravan that he ditches in favor of a brand new car! Throughout the movie, you see no real reason to trust this guy. However, at face value, it's a way for the weasels to show Mole just how much of a threat they really are. Seriously, throughout the song, these guys show off how mischievous and slick they are, like slimy little worms appearing and disappearing from the dirt.
Every creature for survival has to look out for itself. Owner has your friends still to look after your health. You're in the wildwood, and every child will tell you that you've got no business to be here.
Speaking of worms, this little jingle will worm itself into your brain with how catchy it is. From the organ at the beginning to the heavy percussion building throughout the song, it's a bop from start to finish. Honestly, the only real nitpick I have with Secret of Survival is that it's criminally short. It's like, what, 90 seconds at most? But hey, beggars can't be choosers, I guess. The weasels are still fun villains to watch, and this song shows that they not only know the secret to survival, but a secret to a great villain song as well.
It's a secret of survival. It's a secret of survival. It's a secret of survival. It's a very nasty world.
Thought I could probably do without this effect. Those very 90s visual effects. Blah, blah. Of all the glorious solos and group numbers that will go down in the Broadway Baddie Hall of Fame, I think there are extremely few that will ever measure up to the level of genius and emotional effectiveness of the school song from Matilda. Sure, it may not be dramatic or show-stopping solo from the villain isolated in their lair with a VIP display of their vile plans, but believe you me, this one really gets the job done. Based on the beloved children's novel by Roald Dahl, Matilda's musical version is a truly exquisite adaptation, using its equally superb soundtrack to bring out one of the most beautiful yet heartbreaking explorations of growing up, love, trust, storytelling, and family. Yeah, feel free to throw those themes under hydraulic press once the school song creeps in. This is a song that, from start to finish, serves as a frightening cautionary tale from older students to the new younger students. And its execution is so flawless, it ought to be used in a revolution. Get it? Because revolted. Remember the opening number from Matilda, Miracle? Well, you see, good heavens! The lyrics haven't even started yet, zero time has been wasted in letting you know that is about to go down. Miracle was all about the chaotic fun of childhood in conjunction with parents' typical biased perspective of their perfect child. School Song's intro takes the melody from Miracle and twists it with unsettling augmented harmonies. Once the little kids start to sing, there's this ominous xylophone fanfare, and it truly sounds like the loss of innocence all on its own. By the way, official name of the trumpet fanfare used in this motif is Prison Camp. Prison Camp. For children! When it's finally time for vocals, the little kids sing the same lyrics that they sing in Miracle, then sing Mom Says I'm an Angel on repeat in a state of terror and denial that what Mommy said couldn't possibly be a lie. And then the big kids sing. Meet the scary big kids, as they are officially named, a mob of secondary antagonists that delight in terrorizing new, younger students. Maybe these kids could be shaken off as archetypical bullies or annoying preteens, except for one little detail. Every single one of these big kids has gone through every torture they sing about, and they know that the incoming little kids are next.
I have suffered in this jail, have been trapped inside this cage for ages, this living hell. But if I try, I can remember that before my life had ended, before my happy days were over, before I first heard the pealing of the bell.
Yes, these big kids still definitely get a kick out of harassing the tiny newbies, but you wouldn't sing things like this if they weren't still, to this day, truly petrified of the Trunchbull, and doing so with maybe a subconscious fraction of hope that this round of children might stop the cycle. The song itself repeats once after in another key, devious key change for the win, but before it does, the little kids chant some more naive words of denial from Miracle again. And then we get this.
So you think you're able to survive this mess by being a prince or a princess, you will soon see there's no escaping tragedy.
It's the alphabet. It's the motherfucking alphabet. Holy hellfire, they made a dark version of the freaking ABCs and hit it with an already effective villain ensemble number. These are traumatized children singing to younger, naive children about school-sanctioned child abuse through a twisted version of a timelessly innocent song. Go on, listen to the song again and listen for the letters within the words. It's a real treat, and in most productions of the show, during the repeat key change, there will be projections, props, or other of the letters on stage so that the audience is sure to catch on to the brilliance within this number.
With you I was curious, so innocent I asked 1,000 questions, but unless you want to, so I listen up and I will teach you nothing or two.
They will teach you. You will suffer for asking questions. I'm sure the foreboding knowledge of taking algebra one day was scary enough for the little kids, but now they'd be too afraid to ask for a reminder about the quadratic formula. The genius doesn't end here, oh no.
If you cry, if you double, you should say, I'm in trouble, and remember to be extremely careful.
Why?
Why? Didn't you hear what we said?
Just you wait for Fizz Ed.
Fizz Ed, Fizz Ed, Fizz Ed, Fizz Ed. Right, because Matilda doesn't actually take place in Eagle Land, it's Zed, not Z. This detail, this lyric that connects to the primary method of torment caused by the Trunchbull would not make sense if the story took place somewhere else. The QRST verse we discussed prior would not work without a British accent, so you wouldn't hear the sound of the letters. Oh, and the very title of the number, School Song, implies an anthem of sorts. It's the school song. I sure hope there's room in the refrigerator for all this detail.
Why?
Just you wait for Fizz Ed.
You know those really cool Twisted Princess songs by Lydia the Bard where the Disney princesses become the villains? Yes, we will talk about them on this channel one day, I promise. Just one thing first. Imagine that, but anime.
夢にまで見た夢の中さあほらすべてを忘れましょう
Overlord is an anime about the average worker man who gets stuck in a video game ruling as the big bad sorcerer King Ainz. Among the denizens of the new land is Renner, the third princess of the Riesti's kingdom. On the outside, she's pure, enchanting, and innocent. Yeah, funny story about that.
Run, Nanny, she's crazy!
Spoiler alert, she's actually a master manipulator who played her cards perfectly. She took revenge on her abusive so-called family, and all she had to do was sell out her entire kingdom. Now she gets an eternity of happiness living as a demon and even gaslights Climb, the only other person she cared for, into being her boy toy plaything. And you know the rules of being a good villain. You gotta sing of your own praises for a dastardly deed well done. This was a rare thing because the show didn't do musical numbers like this, so the moment kind of comes out of nowhere. But in terms of presentation,
屍の上に立つ舞台に二人以外の誰もいらない
goosebumps through and through. Renner's voice is so gentle and beautiful, but the lyrics and percussion are super sinister. And that Beauty and the Beast ballroom camera pan, just look at how gracefully she moves to the rhythm of her own haunting melody. She's fallen down the slippery slope of insanity and dragged everyone down with her. And she's having the time of her life. This isn't just some out-of-nowhere waltz. It's her declaration of victory. The song may have been short. Okay, yeah, it's really, really short. But the heebie-jeebies it left are gonna last all night. Video game villain songs are interesting. While you can go the route of the previous 3 categories on the list and just play them during a cutscene or the credits, video games offer a unique opportunity: the advent of audience participation. This is very tricky to pull off well, as sometimes the player can mess up the intended presentation of the song. Some games have succeeded, such as Arkham Knight, Billy Bustup, and what we're talking about today, Hades 2. I know we still have a while before this game gets out of early access, but man, what we have now is really freaking good. Surprisingly, we got 2 awesome villain songs out of it too. As we enter through the second area, Oceanus, we hear a dark, haunting melody echoing through the dreary halls. Moving from room to room, it gets louder and louder. Then we discover the source. The boss of this section of the game is a group of sirens led by the serenading Scylla. But their serenade isn't just one to charm sailors, no. It's one to bring down the house.
Come on, sailors, hear my music, echoing through sea and cold. Bring your holy to my harbor, join that teeming wrecks below. Down, down, king of bones with a cold crown. Drown, drown, save your breath, 'cause tonight you're gonna drown.
Yeah, we got a full rock song about how they lure sailors to their doom. It'd be pretty poetic if this fight wasn't as hard as this song goes. Yeah, you gotta worry about 3 people attacking you at once. It's rough. But I love how it's integrated into the battle itself. The instrumentation can change depending on which of the sirens you kill first. So kill the other 2 and you just hear Scylla going a cappella. Heck, if she closes her shell, the song gets muffled. I love that attention to detail. In Phase 2, one of the members randomly gets augmented, and that also affects the music. Just Super Giant Games, they are so fucking clever! Coral Crown was a fun bonus we got to an already great boss fight that perfectly showcases the myths of sirens while making it right at home with modern audiences. Whoever's idea it was to turn Scylla into a fucked up crazy Joan Jett needs a raise. We also got that diss track that plays if you beat Scylla a few times, but another day. Those who know me, or those who paid attention to the previous segment, I'm a sucker for Greek mythology. So when someone took the time to make their own musical on the subject, don't mind if I yes! Epic the Musical is a concept album based on Homer's Odyssey. Each act is split up into different sagas, taking a chapter from the original story. At the time of this video, only 7 of the 9 planned sagas have been released, but people have been hyped by what we got so far. I want to give some special attention to one song in particular from the Ocean Arc, Ruthlessness.
Ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves.
Ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves.
set the scene, Odysseus and his crew have just escaped the Cyclops Polyphemus by blinding him and are well on their way again. However, Big Daddy Poseidon ain't having none of that. He comes straight to Odysseus' boat to give him the business. In the original story, Poseidon just swoops in and f***s with Odysseus' crew. In this, he takes his time, slowly breaking down Odysseus' mindset.
You are the worst kind of good, 'cause you're not even great. A Greek who reeks of false righteousness, that's what I hate.
He could have avoided Poseidon's wrath if he went through with killing Polyphemus, but he didn't. And he didn't do it because he was a nice guy, no. He just wanted to humiliate the one-eyed brute. Heck, he had several chances to just dip out, and he blew it because of his hubris. And the second Odysseus mentioned his real name, yeah, the whole crew was doomed. But Dear Poisey is a benevolent ticked-off god and says he'll walk away if Odysseus just apologizes. Yeah, guess how well that goes.
Poseidon, we meant no harm. We only hurt him to disarm him. We took no pleasure in his pain. We only wanted to escape.
He ain't apologizing for jack. He chooses to deflect and lie instead. Even after Poseidon kills most of his men, he doesn't yield. He just grabs his bag of winds and yeets out of there, having learned not a dang thing. Yet, along with all the Greek mythology, I think what I love most about Ruthlessness is how it's a clash between these two enormous egos. Neither is willing to yield, and it costs them both. Odysseus loses a majority of his men, and Poseidon loses his chance to kill another arrogant mortal. Coupled with the thunderous, chilling music, makes me even more excited to see Epic the Musical finish someday. Seriously, if it ever makes it to the stage, I'm jumping on it.
Hey everyone, this is Josh. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the video around. Please check out my other social media like my Twitter, Twitch, and Tumblr. Check out my other channels such as Joshua Burner for reactions and other stuff, Dragon Fighter Gaming for tabletop, and Bob Equestria for cartoons. Consider checking below the video and donating to my Patreon, Streamlabs for my merchandise, or becoming a YouTube member. Thanks for watching.